The microphone and the silent fears. There's something I've always feared, but secretly longed for, a microphone. I used to be a quiet engineering student, introverted, reserved. I hated crowds, but I loved writing. On paper, I could say things I didn't dare speak out loud, my thoughts, fears, and truths I didn't know how to share. Then one day, my professor read my essay aloud and said, "You wrote this beautifully. Would you present it at the student forum?" I smiled politely. "I'll think about it." But what that really meant was, I panicked. My hands got cold, my chest tightened, and suddenly, old memories came flooding back. 6th grade, literature class. I stood in front of the class to read. I stuttered. My voice cracked. The classroom erupted with laughter. "He sounds like a robot. What's wrong with his voice?" I sat down, cheeks burning. Something small inside me shriveled. From then on, I avoided speaking. I became the nice guy, the team leader who never presented, the silent one in group discussions. Now I was 21. But the fear, still alive, still whispering. I said yes to the forum, but fear didn't leave. I rehearsed in front of the mirror, rewrote my notes a dozen times. I recorded myself and cringed at the playback. My roommate peeked in and chuckled. "Practicing for a movie audition?" I laughed too, but my gut twisted. Later that night, I called my mom. She said, "Just don't say too much, son. You might embarrass yourself." That stung more than I admitted. Even my own mother didn't believe I could do this. Unable to sleep, I walked out to the dorm hallway. The air was cold, still. I saw a girl from my department, sitting on a bench on the phone, crying. I know I'm not good at speaking, but I still want to try. Please don't stop me. I stopped in my tracks. I didn't hear the rest of the call. I didn't need to. I saw myself in her, a quiet voice trying to push through the noise. That night, I added a new line to my speech. I'm here today not because I'm confident, but because I'm done hiding from who I am. The day came, 200 students, blinding lights. My name was called. I walked on stage, my hands shook, my throat was dry. I held the microphone and froze, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Then I began. Let me tell you about a boy in 6th grade. I told them about the laughter, about hiding, about my essay, and how I never thought I'd stand here. At one point, I caught a familiar face, the girl from the hallway. She was smiling. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was performing. I felt like I was being heard. The applause wasn't thunderous, but it was real. Slow, warm claps. Afterwards, a student approached me and said, "I used to freeze up in class too. What you said, it felt like you were telling my story." I smiled, not because I nailed the talk, but because I showed up. I didn't run. After that, I took public speaking classes. I became a student MC. A year later, I launched my first workshop, Speak Anyway, a journey beyond stage fright. A high school student once came up to me and said, "I thought only confident people could speak on stage, but you showed me that even scared people can speak, and maybe even inspire." The truth is, I still get nervous, even now. My palms still sweat, my voice sometimes cracks, I've forgotten lines, I've seen people yawn, even sleep in the audience. And you know what, that's okay. Because every time I stand up and speak, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be present. Once, after a small school event in the countryside, a shy girl came to me, barely above a whisper. I messed up reading aloud once. Since then, I haven't spoken in class for 3 years. But today, I think I want to try again. She bowed and walked away, and I stood there, speechless. Not because I changed her life, but because I realized something bigger. Every time we step up despite fear, we build a bridge, so someone else can cross too. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be the best. You just have to show up with your truth. And when you speak your truth, no matter how quietly, someone will hear you and whisper, "Me too." So if you're afraid of speaking, starting over, telling your story, please know this. Fear doesn't disappear. It just steps aside when courage takes one step forward. And maybe, just maybe, that one trembling step you take today will become the reason someone else stands up tomorrow. I once feared the microphone. Now I'm grateful for it, because through it, I finally heard my own voice.
If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a nudge to rise again. And if you want more heartfelt, transformative stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Thank you for listening. We'll meet again in the next story.